Okay, hi everybody. I'm just testing out uh, a different recording program, but I wanted to do a DescryGaming special tactical episode. I want to go over like talk about a certain unit that you might face in PvP and have a hard time with, and talk about maybe the best counters or combos to deal with that particular unit. So I guess we can talk about what unit do we want to talk about to deal with. I mean, Skyrays are probably the best unit in the game. Lictors are also really powerful. Yeah, let's do Lictors. So this is what we're gonna do. So Tyranids, hot seat mode, take off timer, and we're basically going to just use the debug code to set it up. But now we're gonna fully upgrade each faction. So I guess we'll start with SM, how to deal with it. So let's upgrade SM and upgrade Tyranids. Okay, so they're fully upgraded. We'll add resources. And let's just get rid of some wildlife here. So the thing, I think Art said it best, is so in PvP, you might find yourself against a high tyrant Lictor spam backed up with maybe a couple Power Wars, which is a great combo because Lictors need the way to slow down Lictors is throw like chaff in front of them, right? Drones, guardsmen, you know, stuff to kind of slow them down. So the Tyranid players that I see do the combo really well is they'll do Lictors, High Tyrant with either some Raveners or some Bio Wars. Bio Wars basically will one-shot infantry stacks with their Spore Mine. And so that's a really good combo. So how do you defend yourself, say if you're playing Space Marine? Well, it's not super easy. So if we put a Lictor out, you can see the damage it can do. I think they're basically one shot. Lictor. All right. Are we? I thought I upgraded. Oh. Wait. Okay, that's the fully upgraded Lictor. Okay. Yeah, so fully upgraded Lictor is one-shotting the Marines. If we go into Feel No Flesh is weak, it might keep them alive, the tacticals. I'm not sure, but I don't want to do that just yet. And yeah, so the normal kind of Lictor thing you will find. Oh, I can't control this? That's so weird. Then I can control it. Doesn't want to move in there. Okay. Yeah, so you'll normally, this is the setup. Well, let's move these. We probably get set up like this. So, and then you got your high tyrant. And let's give it to level 6 and give it 3 movement. Okay. So this is the well, then you have Biowares. Where's Biowares? Brood. There it is. So you got. Okay, and then maybe a couple Malithors, but now. So, I would say straight off the bat, your terrain can be a big factor. They do not have move over river, although getting +3 more movement, which would make them 5, 6, 7. The river would do -2 movement, so that still makes their movement 5 after the river jump. So yeah, it's with the high tyrant, the river is not going to be a big issue for them. They don't ignore zone of control. Oh no, they do. Sorry, they do ignore enemy zone of control. Okay, so yeah, so like the choke points are a lot easier to defend against this. But the main thing I would say is Vindicators. If you're SM, you want Vindicators and fully upgraded. I'll show you why. They're sort of essential if you're against. So let's say my main force is here, and let's say I had, say, 4 Vindicators. If you look, oops. Oh wait, I just did. That was the wrong color. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's kill this. Yes, I had to switch my color to meat. That's correct. Okay. Okay. So you can see, so the reason is Vindicators can get Siege Shield, which is +2 more armor, plus the vehicle armor. So that's like 3 additional armor onto their 10, which is already pretty high. Or sorry, it's at 11 now. But if you look, piercing damage. But yeah, and then they even get more, like if they're on an outpost, 7.8 compared to 9.4. So to give you an idea, let's see, how much HP is a Vindicator? 36. 7 times 5 is 35. So it would take 5 lictors on an outpost to kill a Vindicator. So you would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to surround it by 4. Now, if you place your units, so here's another tip. So if you place the Vindicators lined up in this kind of row here, the lictors cannot get a good surround. For them to kill a Vindicator out of an outpost, I think it would take 4 lictors. So that's where ideally you want to kind of create kind of like a wall of tanks, because then, like I said, the magic number is 4 lictors. Now if they do the high tyrant buff, I think it's still 4 with the high tyrant buff, but we can test it out. Okay, that's the best unit to brace yourself because the way this combo works is you get alpha striked, and if it kills more than your whole army, then you're dead. Whereas if your army survives, you can counterattack this.
What is your command?
So
As one into the gathering.
Good units against lictors, vindicators naturally. Also, a really good combo would be to throw in thunder cannons with the vindicators, because when the where you go, thunder cannons. But Gladius, you really have to know the matchups, like.
Waiting orders.
It's very important if you know the matchups, because this combo could wreck predator tanks quite bad. I think it's just 2 hits from lictors to kill a predator tank, or vindicators it takes 4 with fully upgraded. But so let's save it. Just do a little test here. The other thing that's also very viable, and let me show you. So if you have a couple scout bikes, it's worth getting. Especially, I asked Rock if he could make the mines invisible. But where is it? Scout bikes. Okay. So say you got a couple scout bikes, but you got the cluster mine tech. What you can do if there's a position, like say you know his lictor ambush is somewhere in the middle here, you can also, you know, put down some mines in key spots just to, well, probably not there, but that was a bad spot actually. Right now there's a bug that if you put it on an outpost, they will ignore it when they run through it. So I put one there. Let's say we had a couple scout bikes, but what this does, right? Oh shit. Alright, let's say you move your scout bikes back a bit. But say, like, because here's the thing, right? What you can do as SM is you can hold a position, right? You have a tactical advantage over Tyranids, actually, in a sense of you can hold a static position and then you can drop a huge army somewhere on the map. So what I like to do a lot of times with SM is have a kind of a main force to preoccupy the enemy force, and you know, if you have devastators and whatnot, you know, but you can see with a couple cluster mines and you got a line of the vindicators, thunder cannons can annihilate the lictors if they so that's why you create like a wall around them. You're good to go. They're also fairly good at killing oh no, they're not good at killing the air. Also, if you're against Tyranids, I would highly advise to grab 2 hunters just to be able to try to snipe this down, because the worst thing is for this to come down at you and for him to do the scream and everything. But this would probably be a pretty ideal setup. Is against Tyranids, you want to rush to get vindicators. Terminators, we could put a Terminator down, see how much damage they can take from lictors. I don't think they do too well against lictors, actually. All right, so we put a Terminator there. Yeah, you can see it's even. I mean, we even say we did flesh is weak. It's 4. It's not bad. Outside the outposts, it's 5. It's got 15 health, so that's 3 lictors and it's dead. Yeah, but still Vindicator is a better choice. As far as them doing damage, yeah, they do pretty good damage, but Vindicator is by far. Alright, so let's save and let's see what would happen if alright, so what would happen is he would maybe have a scout unit, see all your forces there. He would then do his movement buff. It's not letting me do. So onslaught, and then Hive Commander. And I'm just seeing. Oh yeah, so that does pretty good damage. Why? Is that a bug? Hold on. It didn't give my. Hold on. Okay, now everyone has 7 movement. Okay. Yeah, so here's the beauty part of it, right? Because he created a wall, he can't quite get the magic 4 Lictor shot. So even as he tries to, he comes close. But again, he can only move units so much. But that's a key to create like this shape here. You probably want like a V shape. And then look, did you land on any mines? Oh no, I had mines there. But see, it would be cool if they make the vines invisible, because what that does is it stops them in their movement. So I'm waiting for Rock to see if he puts that into the game. But it would make defending against this, because right now the pathfinding ignores the mines if there's an opening. So they're kind of useless, but they do somewhat slow him down a little bit. All right, so again, I think the key thing, if you want to survive the Lictor combo here as SM, the Vindicator with the shield upgrade is very high on the list. So if you look at it, it's a tier 8. But I think even for Lictors to get their damage buff, I also think that's pretty high on their tech list. So I think the key thing is just, be aggressive with your research and, try to get the siege shield and extra vehicle armor as quick as possible. So then if it's SM's turn, okay, you can see how much thunder cannons do. A lot. Also, you can just basically plow through them like this, and then your cannons can clean up.
Scout bikes reporting. Vindicator here. Vindicator cannon loaded. Firing.
All right, and then if you get another turn, you can heal up your injured Vindicators. So that I think is the best counter. The other counter to this Lictor strategy would be also, I think they one-shot the, what do you call it, that transport that SM has. I'm pretty sure. What's it called again? Razorback. Let's do a check real quick.
We are the chapter's finest.
All right, yeah. So here's a Razorback. Oops. Yeah, I think yeah, fully moraled up Lictor should be able.
We are ready.
Let me
Vindicator
just-
here. We are ready.
Our faith is our shield.
Looking for soft targets. Scout
Okay.
bikes reporting.
We're more mild back.
My knowledge is
Oh
most
wait.
Thunderfire on standby.
Okay. Yeah, it one shots. Yeah, so don't put if you're against lictors, don't put infantry in those things. Lictors will be quite happy to one shot them. Yeah, so the other counter would be your air units as SM. I think you have what are not Valkyries, Storm Raven. But yeah, you must respect lictors basically. They're not to be trifled with. So you got the storm. So this is the transport one. This one does a lot more damage.
Engines at full
And
thrust.
you can see they do nothing to
Storm cannon on the way. It will not miss, my lord. The machine spirit shall
they even
guide
have
us.
that. Just one shots it. So yeah, basically Vindicators for the early mid game or mid game, and then your late game should if your opponent is continuing to go lictors and you want to go to the air, and that's a good counter. Also, yeah, again, I'll show you how good hunters are against the high tyrants. Like you need a couple hunters if you're against, because if the high tyrant goes down, that severely hurts the Necron economy.
Ready for commands. To the front line.
You can see the damage. It's even on. It's on an outpost. Do they? Wait, no, I don't think he gets the outpost buff. But
Anti-air here, my lord. For
you can see half health. What else? Yeah, so that's basically it. So that's just for the Space Marine faction, how to defeat that. Now, other races can do other things. I would say, like with Astra Militarum, Bastions and Guardsmen to slow them down. But see the Bio Wars, their thing does not do anything to Vindicators. Like very little damage. So AM, you want to artillery and try to figure out where the lictors are, and a lot of times you can damage the group of lictors, and then they're not going to do as much damage. You also want to do a wall of lemon russes. Basically, any faction that has very high armor units and air units. Air units and very high armor units are the best way to deal with the lictor combo. Yeah, with Tau, you've got the drones to find where they are and slow them down, to pin them down if you can. That's very helpful. Okay, well, this is just a quick guide on the lictor strategy and how you might deal with it. A lot of it, if you're losing a particular matchup or game, a lot of it boils down to you're not using maybe the right tactics with the right units, or you're not paying attention to cover and stuff like that, or the river or move bonuses. And again, this is a very hard matchup, very powerful in team games as well, but it is beatable. Like I said, especially if you have the right army composition, you can easily counter it. But the key thing is to not let a hole in your defenses, basically. So
Indicator tank ready.
usually want like a line of strong armored stuff, and then gradually push. And then if you can get the alpha strike in before the Tyranid player can, then that's good.